on the scene, dripped in Celine, whole crew shining, call me Mr. Clean. Came in from the back, walked right to the front, dancing to the music, smoking on the got the women smiling, punk grilling me, looking all dusty, Black Force energy, I don't even drink, but the team pop bottles, not here for the beef, but the Glock holds hollows. Think I'm cocky, but I think I'm worse, in this flexing, like a Mr. Universe.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Bros. I'm Caden, I'm here with my co-host.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Commissioner, Trill Dollar Bill.
This is G, what's good?
And it's your way with that TBE. What up, world?
The first topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is, were you impressed with Edgar Berlanga's victory over Jason Quigley? One thing I know for sure, Sergio Mora was not. All right, I'm turning it over to Trill Dollar Bill. What was your reaction to that fight?
I really don't have an opinion. I mean, I haven't seen Edgar Berlanga in so long. I figured what we'll be doing is knocking off some of the ring rust. That's what I thought. I didn't think that we was going to go in there and get like a first-round knockout or a second-round knockout. I thought it was going to go the distance because the young man hasn't been in the ring for a while, and he's coming off an injury, and he wasn't his last previous fights, you know, after that little 16-streak KO thing he did. We ain't seen nothing after that. So I wasn't thinking that he was going to go in there and stop the kid. I thought he was going to go in there and get some rounds in and work off some of the ring rust, and which he did, you know. I'm not too critical on this kid, man. The next fight, I'll be more critical on him when he's more active and stuff. But after being away for over a year and some change, you know, I'm not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see him in the ring again soon, like in the next 4 months or so. But other than that, you know, hey, I'll wait till the next time.
All right, Conspiracy G.
Yeah, I agree with Trill. And just to add, you know, was I impressed? Low key, I'm leaning more towards a yes, and the reason why is because I really thought Quigley was a runner. You know, he was ducking action. He didn't really want smoke. I hate this guy's style, you know, respectfully. But I don't like these type of fighters that wanted to circle around the entire fight. We know that Berlanga's a power puncher, right? But he has to get to him. So people, if you're expecting Berlanga, who's, you know, long layoff, he's back with his original trainer, and now he's fighting a guy who doesn't really want to exchange. The guy rather move around, and you have to chase after the guy cutting off the ring and everything the entire fight. It's just like, yo, what do you expect Berlanga to do? You know, like, and not to mention because of the ring rust, I could see where it's like there was times where he could put it on, and then there was times where it was like, all right, it seemed like he was lacking. And another issue that I see though with Berlanga is, me personally, I do feel like, and I rarely say this, but with this guy, I think he needs a new trainer. Like, you could kind of, like, their relationship that he has with his trainer, it seems more like, yo, what you doing? You're acting up. Get yourself together. Just yelling, screaming, swearing. And Berlanga's just like in the corner like, yeah. And at first I thought maybe he was listening, because I remember there was one round he came out and he was actually putting back in, like he was getting, you know, back in the groove. But then he started to kind of slow down again. So I'm like, what did they really work on in the training camp, you know? So I don't know, that it just seems like there's a disconnect there, you know, and maybe I think he'll benefit more by having somebody else. But I know it's difficult at this time because, you know, especially seeing that he's probably like, well, I'm going to stick with what I know, which I understand that too. But I don't know. I feel like he has a lot of potential, you know. He just, his style, you know, just, I feel like it's missing something. But all in all, I thought the performance was still good, you know. It's just Quigley didn't want no smoke, man. So, like Trill, I want to see how he does in his next fight. So, like, if he does get the Munguia fight, then we'll see what he really has, you know. And it's not like Munguia's like, you know, that dude, but he's on that Berlanga level. So they're a good matchup for one another.
according to Oscar, he is not getting the Munguia fight.
Oh.
Oscar and Eddie Hearn had some words on Twitter. Maybe we'll get to it. Maybe we won't. Depends. But Ned the TBE.
Wow, yeah, this is my first time seeing Berlanga fight on the zone. I thought he was top ranked. He's not top ranked anymore.
Ned, where you been?
This is the
He
first
signed
time.
he signed with Eddie Hearn. He's with the zone.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's shout out to Edgar, but you know, I feel the last night's fight, he did what he was supposed to do. He knocked it out Quigley down. He knocked him down a lot. He bloodied his nose. Edgar looked fine at the end of the fight. And yeah, Quigley was moving around, but that's Quigley was moving around, but that's Berlanga's job to like cut him off. Make sure you gotta be the lion in the ring. You know, your prey's running, you gotta hunt it down. You gotta show you apex. And I was impressed by some of the things like Berlanga's offense, but there's no way you should be just being so stiff-headed that you get hit in the face a bunch of times, that you're taking unnecessary punishment from this guy who you clearly better than. And I feel like G said, he needs to change trainers. He needs to find that guy, that trainer that elevates his style, that brings more to him instead of rinse, wash, repeat. Like, we just gonna go in there. Now it's not this is ninth round kitchen sink. Like, you know, you going in there, you're just doing blitz plays the whole time. It's nothing like that. We need someone who's gonna teach you, like, dance around, get comfortable in the ring, know that you got the skills to like knock someone out, but then you gotta not be able to risk getting yourself knocked out, because the way he fights, it's a little reckless sometimes. There was a time they both exchanged hooks, and if Quigley wasn't hurt already, I think he would have jumped on you because you was stumbling back. And then when what was it? I think at the end of that round, like before they could go back into the bell and the bell rang. So Berlanga, I just say, find your soulmate as a boxer. It sounds crazy, but find your soulmate as a boxer. Pause. But you know, the twin flame, the one that knows, yeah, move, come on, yeah, he gets you.
You sounding just like his trainer was. So
you know, you need somebody who's just gonna just elevate your fighting style. And you know, when you right there, you need that voice in your corner that hits those key points in your brain when you're in the moment of danger, where you know it taps you back in, you lock in, you focus, and then you get on point to finish your food. But last night, I'm not mad at it. The ref did rob you of your knockout, because the dude was down. Hey, he spit out his mouthpiece, but the ref was like 8, 9. The dude stood up and you let him keep fighting. So he robbed you. He literally, like, he didn't even peep. The ref never even noticed. Quigley spit out his mouthpiece at all. So.
Yo, but he did that on purpose, bro, to get more time.
Get more time, but it was over. It's over. Wave it off. That's like dude got knocked down like 4 or 5 times, man.
All right, check it out. I'm not gonna be too hard on the trainer, because I think the trainer realized it wasn't a skill thing with Edgar Berlanga. It was more a motivational thing. Like Edgar Berlanga needed the confidence to jump in and fire with the aggression that he used to get out the first 16 opponents. I think the big issue with Edgar Berlanga is people want him to be a boxer puncher. And if you look at his first 16 fights where he had the first round knockout streak, right? He was just doing his thing, getting these guys, being aggressive. He was confident. It was like he always knew he could turn it up and knock him out whenever he wanted to, and he had that confidence. And last night, I think the trainer felt like, jump on him, get him. If you jump on him, you knock him out. And you saw that in the 12th round when Berlanga went in there and just fought Quigley the way he fought the first 16 opponents of his career. He had Quigley lucky to escape the round. And I think the light went off in his head when he said at the end of the fight, I'm going to start the first round the way I started this 12th round. See, the thing with Berlanga is, you know, he's not Canelo. He's not a boxer puncher. He's not one of those guys. Yeah. What Berlanga is he's like Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson's his idol. He wants to bite someone like Mike. If Berlanga doesn't knock you out or hurt you in the first 5 rounds, he's not going to beat the elite fighters. Berlanga against the elite fighters should be the first 5 rounds of hell. They got to survive 5 rounds of hell to beat Berlanga. That's what he is. That's what he is. He's like, I remember we used to always say this about Zab in his prime. He beats everyone the first 4 rounds. And then if you survive the first 4 rounds, you got a chance to beat Zab. But that's what Berlanga is. Berlanga's not going to be that slick, smooth boxer. He doesn't have the head movement. He doesn't have the boxing IQ. He doesn't cut off the ring well enough. I get it. You want to teach him these things. If he develops it, fine. But certainly his first 16 fights were all first-round knockouts. So what did he really learn? And now you got him in there with a Quigley, a guy who's not some first-round scrub, right? And Quigley has boxing IQ, has boxing knowledge. Quigley's been in there with someone who was better than Edgar Berlanga, Demetrius Andrade. So he's seen slicker fighters, right? He understands that. Berlanga needs to be Berlanga. He needs to make his own lane. And I think what he needs to do is try to knock all these fighters out in the first round. If he doesn't knock them out in the first round, he needs to try to knock them out in the second round. That's his recipe. That's what makes him exciting. That's what he was sold as. Seeing Berlanga be relaxed and try to do. I don't mind relax. Be relaxed until you find the right moment to attack. But when you find that moment to attack, attack. And I think Berlanga, is trying to be something he's not. I think that's the issue with Berlanga. But with that being said, let me just check a few things. One, he dominated that fight. You can't win a fight running and jabbing only. It's just not the way it is. Edgar Berlanga outlanded him in power punches. Edgar Berlanga dropped him multiple times. I don't understand how anyone could think that was a close fight. If you think that's a close fight, you are clearly biased. The dude got dropped like 4 times, only landed jabs. Berlanga landed more power punches, bust the dude's face up. I don't know what fight you're watching. And I usually go ahead, bro.
Listen, before we get on Sergio, we also got to realize that Sergio is Mexican. he was feeling a little bit. He thought that he was about to go in there with Berlanga. He thought
not true. You got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. Sergio mad because Berlanga piped his daughter, son. I'm telling you. My man had nothing but vitriol against Berlanga. I was like, this is not real. Like, I don't know, it was trash. Bro.
Listen. If you know what, Trill, I could understand that. Puerto Rico, Mexico. If Quigley was Mexican, he called the Latin snake, right? And he's still hating on Berlanga. And look, I get it. Berlanga's not a likable guy in many circles because he bit someone, he's arrogant, and he hasn't really proven much in the ring. But come on, man. He dominated that fight. And don't get it twisted. Quigley found a way to survive, and you got to respect Quigley for that. But let's be real. That's what he was trying to do, survive. Like, let's not make it look like Quigley was in there. Berlanga's been dropped before. Quigley didn't drop him. Berlanga's been hurt before. Quigley didn't really hurt him. So I don't really like the way it was being commentated. I think Sergio made a fool of himself. Reading all the comments on Twitter and everything, they pulled that meme out where like the woman and they threw a pack of hot dogs on her face. To say that was Sergio, it was just like he was obsessed with the dude. I don't understand.
Sergio, man, I really Sergio even went at the guy Rivera, who was also another Puerto Rican fighter. He was also, that was on the undercard. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it was just something with Latin Snake last night. He was, you know what I'm saying?
And that's real. And that's something, that's a topic we should discuss. I feel like, even when you look at Teofimo Lopez and some of his comments and things, when you grow up in the sport of boxing, right, it's not just, Latins versus blacks, or it's really like tribal. It's Puerto Rico versus Mexico, Mexico versus everybody, Puerto Rico versus everybody. And it's looking, and if you grow up in a household where it was always like, yo, Mexico hates Puerto Rico, and you're calling the fight, it don't matter. You just not gonna like Puerto Rico.
Out,
Yeah, I'm just saying because that would happen when I would watch the boxing matches with my family, my Puerto Rican side. and we be watching the fights, they'll be pro Puerto Rico, but I'm also half African American, so I don't have that feeling. So I like, you know, black fighters, Puerto Rican fighters, and they would just be hating on certain fighters, and I'd be like, how could you say that? Like, you know, and I just didn't share that view, and it's just like they're pro Puerto Rico fighter or else, and maybe that did kick in, but if that kicks in, then you can't commentate because Berlanga deserves fair commentary down the middle. You know, he didn't deserve that. Like, he didn't deserve to be dominating a fight and have the commentator speaking like, you know, I know Berlanga's winning, but I'd rather be Quigley.
Yeah, that was outrageous.
I'm saying, hey, listen, Sergio was definitely getting his Timmy on. He was definitely getting his Timmy.
I've never heard Timmy.
Probably never that bad, bro.
No, I done heard Timmy go crazy. I done heard Timmy go crazy.
Like, him and Timothy Bradley we need to add a worst commentator of the year award.
Yeah, you definitely nominated him.
Sergio got it hands down after last night's performance. Anyway, that's all I gotta say.
Oh man, I just wanted to add one last thing though. I forgot to mention, like, Edgar did show a lot of maturity because at the end, excuse me, when they were talking to him, right? It's not like he belittled Quigley in any way, you know. Like, he stayed focused. He talked about how he needed to improve. He gave himself a C. He wasn't arrogant at all. So I see the growth in Edgar. So I just wanted to highlight that as well.
I don't see the bad. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I always thought that he was a good kid. Yeah, he makes some mistakes, you know, with the biting incident and, you know, being down on himself and stuff like that. But he's always been a kid that's been hard on himself. You know, I remember when he used to do bad, he used to do the push-ups in the ring and stuff like that. You know, man, shout out to Berlanga, man. We put so much, still a young guy. You know, let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We're just getting started. We are the Boxing Bros.